My name is Greg. I am a member of the Machickanee Players, a community theater based out of O'Connell, Wisconsin. And this is a training tutorial for anyone who's going to be working in our box office. First thing you need to work the box office is some kind of a mobile device, whether it's your cell phone, an iPad, a laptop, whatever you like. Actually, for this first bit that we're going to be talking about, some sort of a cell phone is going to be ideal because you're going to need the camera as the scanner. But first things first, you need to be able to connect to the internet. I mention this only because currently our theater does not have Wi-Fi. We're going through some renovations right now, hoping to save some money on our heating bill. Once we've done that, we can take some of the money we're saving and hopefully invest that in Wi-Fi. But for the time being, you will either need to use your phone's data, or you're going to need to connect to a mobile hotspot. We generally do have one person designated to be the mobile hotspot on any given show. If you're that mobile hotspot, you go in, and this is on an Android phone. I don't have an Apple phone to demonstrate this on, but you go into Connections, come to Mobile Hotspot and Tethering, and activate it. There's obviously some settings that need to be set up if you haven't used it before. I'm not going to go through that right now. That's more technical than this video needs to be. Other than to say that if you're connecting to a hotspot, go into your Wi-Fi, look for the hotspot network on here, connect to it. Again, I'm broadcasting this phone to a computer. I don't need any of that right now, so just wanted to point out that you need to be able to connect to the internet, and we don't have Wi-Fi yet. From there, you need this app. This is Ludus Access Control, available both on Android and on Apple. I'm going to go into the Android Play Store, type in Ludus Access Control. This app pops up. You download it, you install it, button pops up, and you can launch the app. From here, all you got to do, and I'm already on the screen that I want it to be on, but if I needed to change and check people in for a different date, I select the show that I want, I select the date that I want, and voila, here are all the people who have bought tickets for the show. Obviously, we're about a month and a half out, so this list will hopefully be a lot larger by the time the actual show day comes, but we're going to pretend that we're checking people in today. We got 4 patrons, and as you can see from these numbers here, all of them have bought more than one ticket. Very common for someone to buy tickets for a group of people. So we'll take our first customer and pretend that she's checking in. We have a scanner tool right here. It's not going to work right now because, again, broadcasting to my computer, the scanner's not going to function, but this is what it looks like. Customers will come in with a ticket. They may have asked Ludus to mail them a tangible ticket. It'll look something like this, and the QR code and I believe the barcode can both be scanned. They may print off their tickets on a piece of paper and bring that in, and it's going to look something like this. Very similar to the ticket that Ludus sends. Again, the barcode and the QR code should both be scannable. Alternatively, they may come in with an e-ticket on their phone, and this is what an e-ticket looks like inside their email program, and you can scroll down and get the QR code and the barcode as needed. If for whatever reason the scanner is not working, you can always click on patrons and check them in manually. Just read their ticket, figure out who they are, find them on this list, and check them in. And if you're going to do it that way, if the entire group comes all at once, all 4 people come in at once, you would check in all tickets. But sometimes people arrive separately. And so if 2 people to a party have showed up, you can uncheck 2 boxes and check in the 2 who have arrived. And when the other 2 arrive, you'll check in those 2 tickets. And that's it. That's literally all that you have to do for people who have prepaid a ticket. Now, for someone who has not purchased a ticket, but they're going to buy a ticket at the door, it's a little bit more of a complicated process. And you're going to have to navigate a web page, which is going to be a little bit inconvenient doing it on a cell phone. We do have a dedicated iPad at the theater just for selling tickets at the door. So we'll close out of the phone here, and I'm going to show you. The iPad has a shortcut on it that will launch a page just like this. And all you got to do to sell tickets at the door are to find your event, find your date, and then go ahead and purchase tickets. On this screen, you will select the seats that you're selling. Just select the arrival time. It's kind of a moot point if you're selling tickets at the door. But I'll go ahead and type in some information here. And I'll add a cart. And literally all you're doing is you're purchasing tickets the same way you would do it if you were buying them in advance at home. You won't ever have to worry about meals because those have to be pre-ordered. On the night of an event, it'll be too late to order meal. So we'll skip this. It'll ask if you want to make any donations. Kind of tacky to ask them at the door, I feel, so I'd skip that part. You're not going to mail them physical tickets because they're already at the door. They don't need them. They don't need the purchase to be refundable because they're already at the theater. They're obviously not going to miss the show, so you can skip that as well. And then you proceed to payment. Type in the credit card information and confirm the purchase, and that's all you got to do. The reason that we ask you to go through this process, and it does take a little bit of time, especially on the iPad, but we ask you to go through this process because we need contact information. It benefits the theater because obviously the more people that we can reach out to through our newsletter, the more tickets that we can sell. Benefits our actors so that they're not selling to an empty house but to a packed house. We've got a very limited publicity budget, so this also benefits our patrons because they want to know what shows are coming up, and a lot of the ways the only way they find out is through our newsletter. So we definitely want to harvest that information. There is another way to sell tickets, and that is to log in to the administrative panel through Ludus. There's only one circumstance in which you are going to use this, and that's if you're accepting payment through cash. So there's a login and a password. You'll be given that information if you're working in the box office, but this shortcut to this page is also on the iPad. You log in, and instead of the page that we saw over here, it looks like this. But it's pretty much the same thing. New order, select your seats, go through the process, fill out the information. I'm just going to go through this so I can show you what it looks like. Cart. Again, we'll skip the dinner because that wouldn't be available on the night of a show. And then you can pay with cash. And that way we know that the seat's been purchased and reserved. We're not going to try to seat anyone else there. Gives us accurate information in terms of how many seats we actually sold. And yet we don't have to process the credit card transaction. So that's how that works. And the last thing that I want to mention is something I should have mentioned earlier and forgot, which is if someone shows up without a ticket, whether it's a print ticket, this physical ticket, or an e-ticket, you may check them in as long as they have a valid photo ID, so you can verify that the person in front of you is someone who actually bought tickets. If they have neither a ticket nor an ID, they will have to buy tickets at the door. This disclaimer is posted all over our website and throughout Ludus in the ticket purchasing process. So that is it for this tutorial, and happy box officing.